Hey everybody, this is Deli the Beard Beast here with my loving fiance MQT, aka MissionQuestThing, and we are subbing for Night for Hire today because today, and this month actually,
this is couples month. So while Night for Hire's out on his baby dragon quest to make the perfect baby dragon deck, the couples are here to profile Red Eyes and Blue Eyes.
Today being Blue Eyes. Which is my personal favorite deck, hers being the Red Eyes, which is why he decided to let us take over for him while he was on his quest.
Yes, so together you could say we are Purple Eyes Gray Dragon.
You could, but it doesn't exist yet. Konami, wink wink, nudge nudge. Anyway, So
if you are unfamiliar with Blue Eyes White Dragon, it is a...
Dragon, that's blue. No, shit.
It is not a blue dragon.
It has blue eyes, excuse me. It's a white dragon.
It is a 8-star dragon type monster.
Light attribute.
It's a normal monster, 3,000 attack, 2,500 defense.
And Konami's flagship beater.
And it is from the very first Yu-Gi-Oh! Set, Legend of the Blue Eyes.
Which... a lot of people don't think that the first set had a name.
Yeah.
But alas, fun little fact.
It is the signature monster of Kaiba from the anime. And it is one
What
of...
a douche, right?
It is one of the most popular Yu-Gi-Oh! Monsters to date.
Especially as a rogue in the meta style format. But today you'll be seeing a casual build. Got to emphasize the casual.
So today you'll be watching a casual build.
Emphasis on the casual.
It is not using guard dragons.
Which apparently run a lot smoother in the deck with it. Instead of things like Maiden with Eyes of Blue, which I think is a very underrated card. I run 3 of them in every Blue Eyes deck I have.
But that's a very cash play because it's very slow moving.
Let's go ahead and get to building.
I don't think they can see that.
Fine. I summoned a Blue Eyes White Dragon.
And that's not legal.
Alright, fine. Let's get to deck building.
Okay, so time for the deck profile. We just got done with those amazing replays. Weren't those fun?
Totally fun.
So this deck has 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons, which I have personally been fighting against since Yu-Gi-Oh! Came out because of Knight for Hire. And now, the Beard Beast.
It is my preferred signature card, but what can you do?
3 Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragons.
You shouldn't have to click it, you can just hover over it.
3 Dragon Spirits of White. 3 White Stones of the Ancients.
We also happen to have 3 Masters with Eyes of Blue, which, if there are 3 Masters, doesn't that make it a little bit difficult for any one of them to be a Master? Especially if they're all of the same. Anyway, only 1 Whitestone Legend, one of the underrated cards. I'd run 3 of them myself, but Sage with Eyes of Blue in 3, and only 1 Maiden with Eyes of Blue. It's kind of disappointing. I also run 3, but like I said, it's an underrated card. It can miss timing, so there are better there are better options instead of Maiden, but it's a favorite of mine.
1 for 1. 3 Return of the Dragon Lords. 2 Trade-ins. Not a card on fond of, actually. 1 Cards of Consonants. 2 Dragon Shrines. And 2 Melody of Awakening Dragon.
Very good card. Got the all-powerful 1 count of Monster Reborn. Honestly, can't have a deck without it. Which we'll explain in a moment why. Got 1 Twin Twisters, also a very good card. 2 Silver's Cries. The field spell Mausoleum of White. 2 Dragon Ravines. And then 2 The Ultimate Creature of Destruction. And now let's go into the extra deck.
1 Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon. 1 Azure Eyes Silver Dragon. 2 Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, which is a beautiful card.
Got amazing.
1 Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. 1 Mikkel the Arch Lightsworn.
Also known as Michael.
And 1 Black Rose Moonlight Dragon.
I've never played against Black Rose Moonlight, but I always have the opinion of saying fuck it because apparently it's really powerful. But anyway, so moving on to the Exes. Got 1 number 95 Galaxy Eyes Dark Matter Dragon, really good in Dragon and Galaxy Eyes decks. Got Galaxy Eyes Full Armor Photon Dragon. Galaxy Eyes Cipher Dragon. Number 38 Hope Harbinger Dragon Titanic Galaxy. That's a mouthful. Number 107 Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon. Thunder End Dragon. Hip Hoshinigan. I probably butchered that name. I don't care. Also known as Hyperstar in the OCG. I think I like that name better. And then Underclock Taker.
So one important thing to say about Blue Eyes decks in general is not only have they been around since the beginning, but it's the only legacy archetype that new support has pushed into being tournament viable.
Which, again, is partly because like it's Konami's just flagship archetype, really. But at the same time, it's only ever gotten as far as Rogue. It's never been like 100% top contender in the competitions.
It has taken Worlds, but it is prone to breaking.
Yeah, which is funny because he said 2016? The 2016 YCS or World Tournament? I can't remember which. I have a terrible memory. The two tops were both Blue Eyes decks that bricked for about 14 minutes before anybody won.
Okay, so starting with the three Blue Eyes White Dragons. Of course, they're the essential card of the deck. If you're playing a Blue Eyes deck and you're not running 3, you have already
kind of flipped up. And then the alternatives. Okay, so they're amazing. And if you know anything about them, you gotta run 3 of them. And here's why. So you can't normal summon them, but you can special summon them from your hand as long as you reveal Blue Eyes, which again is why you need 3 of them, so you can pull out the alternatives a lot faster. They got this cool effect. Once per turn, you can target one monster your opponent controls, get rid of it. It's kind of like a selective burst stream of destruction, which is like with Blue Eyes, wipe out all the opponent's monsters, but for one, but it keeps you from attacking for the turn. However, it gets you a free 8-star on the board, so you can always smash it together with any other 8-star you have on the field, or you can have one level 1 tuner, which again is very important for Blue Eye support. And they are also 3,000 attack, 2,500 defense, and they are treated as Blue Eyes White Dragons. Next we have Dragon Spirits of White. They have 2,500 attack and 2,000 defense. They're also good Blue Eye support. It's kind of like a Gemini, but also not, because it's got the normal monster treatment.
But if your opponent controls a monster, you contribute this to special summon a regular Blue Eyes from your hand.
Which is highly effective, especially because there are a number of ways to special summon this to your hand. We've got the White Stone of Ancients. Very good tuner card. It combos a lot with some of these other cards, where if you ditch it from... Is it from the field to the library? No, it's just if it somehow finds its way into the graveyard at the end of the turn it was sent there, bam, Blue Eyes. And it's special summon, any Blue Eyes monster, so it can be the normal, it can be Dragon Spirit of White because it's considered a Blue Eyes. I don't think you can get an alternative with it, but that's why he's got 3 of those.
Don't worry, if we are wrong, Knight for Hire, when he returns from his quest, will correct us with his snarky subtitles.
Probably. So, future Knight, go easy on us. Alright, so 3 Masters. I don't know shit about them. The White Stone...
Let's go back.
So when it's normal summon, you can target one level 1 light tuner monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand, which is extremely useful if you bring back the White Stone of Ancients, and just to find a way to get rid of it again, or even the White Stone of Legend, just to bring it back.
You can shuffle this card from your graveyard into your deck, and target one effect monster you control, and send it to the graveyard to send another one of those to the graveyard.
Or alternatively, so if you target, say, Maiden with Eyes of Blue, that will trigger her, so you'll special summon a Blue Eyes. Yeah, it'll negate that effect that targets, and then what happens after that?
Special summon one Blue Eyes monster from your graveyard.
So either way, you'll get a Blue Eyes on the board, but if you use it, or if you get it using the Maiden with Eyes of Blue, then you can do some tuning shenanigans and get one of these fancy folks down here, which we'll get to in a moment. Let's see. And that is a hard once per turn effect. So White Stone of Legend. It's a not quite as good version of White Stone of Ancients. Basically, send it to the graveyard, you get a Blue Eyes White Dragon to your hand, instead of special summoning it.
But, as a Red Eyes player, I know we're jumping ahead. This is later this month. But I was so happy when they finally printed a Red Eyes version of this card.
Yeah, the Red Stone of Legend, I think it's called.
What?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Like I said, its effect does trigger pretty well, so it's really hard to miss the timing. So it's like discard a tuner from your hand, which I think, yeah, you can use 1 for 1 on it.
And if you haven't noticed, let me see the mouse here. 1 star, 1 star, 1 star.
She has an obsession with 1 stars.
1 star. This deck is running a 1-star engine.
Yeah, it's got 9 level 8s, which have various ways of getting them to the board fast and easy. And then 11 1-stars, which are good for, and especially because I'm pretty sure each and every one of them is a tuner.
Yeah, it's 1-star tuners.
Which again, like helps bring out the powerhouses, like a Zero Eyes if you like a Zero Eyes, the Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. That's 8. So yeah, if you use Blue Eyes Spirit, you can bring out the other 3 because they're lower level, but it goes with the white or the light attributes. So let's see, and then Sage with Eyes of Blue. When this card is normal summon, you can add 1 level 1 light tuner from your deck to your hand. So that's a good way to speed or turbo into your hand. Whitestone of Legends, Whitestone of Ancients, Maiden with Eyes of Blue, or any
You
of
can
those other
also
ones.
discard this card, target 1 effect monster you control, send it to the graveyard, special summon 1 Blue Eyes monster from your deck.
And again, if you target Maiden, she can negate it, and then she'll stay on board. You'll bring the Blue Eyes card.
You're obsessed with Maiden.
I told you, I run 3 of them. Apparently there are ways, like I said, to counter the timing. Okay, fine, but
Okay, so
that was an example.
moving on the Maiden.
Onto the Maiden. So, here's why she's so great. She's my wifey. No, this is my wifey. But she's got blue eyes. She's my Blue Eyes Maiden. Anyway, so when it's targeted for an attack, you can negate the attack. It switches it to defense mode, which means it's no. Well, okay. The trick is, at least how I use it, I always summon it in attack mode. It might entice the less knowledgeable into trying to attack it. That's fine. That's when you activate. It negates the attack. It changes the battle position, so it's in defense mode. So if they have more than 1 monster and they want to attack it afterwards, you ain't gonna be taking life point damage from that. And then when it's shifted, you summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand, deck, or graveyard. Now that offers a huge toolbox to bring a Blue Eyes to the field.
However, this is an incredibly slow card that relies on your opponent to attack it.
Now the thing is, if they want to do something else, and this is where it does kind of like fall because it has to be targeted. But when a card or effect is activated that targets it, like say Trap Hole. No, that'd be a terrible example. Something like it though. Basically, any kind of card or effect that targets it, you can do the same thing. It doesn't go to defense mode, but you can special summon a Blue Eyes from any of the previously things. And you can only use one of the effects, so you can't negate attack and negate. Well, I guess it doesn't negate the whenever it's targeted. So yeah, those other things that target it, it will still go to the graveyard. So it potentially give you 2 Blue Eyes on the field at the same time.
However, if you do not want to use a card like that or any of the other cards, a lot of players, if you want to be more competitive, will sub out the Guard Dragons.
Yeah, because like we said, this is a casual build. Maiden with Eyes of Blue, I don't even think she's part of the competitive anymore because of not just Guard Dragons, but just better tuners and better support that's out.
So moving on to our spell cards. 1 for 1 is limited to 1. You're only allowed to run 1.
But it does allow us to send any monster from our hand, pull out a level 1 tuner. Well, in this case, level 1 tuner, because all the level 1s are tuners. From that.
Just a level 1 monster.
Mm-hmm. But it's special summon to the field, so we can open up that whole toolbox there. Moving on to the Return of the Dragon Lords. I'm not overly fond of this card myself. I'm not overly fond of this card myself. But it could also be because I never get it to work properly. So you can target 1 level 7 or 8 dragon monster in your graveyard, special summon it, which is great for using on the Blue Eyes themselves because it negates... No, I'm thinking of something else. If a dragon monster you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, I can banish this card from the graveyard instead. I was thinking of something else.
This card is amazing.
Yeah, this card's amazing. What the heck am I thinking of? It's something like this, but it's not this one.
If you guys have watched any Dueling with Deli, which you should, and they're making a comeback soon, you will know that Deli is not quite as knowledgeable as Knight.
No, unfortunately not.
Okay, let's go to Trade-In. It's a card I'm not very fond of. You can discard 1 level 8 monster, which does seem useful in his build here because it does put it into the graveyard.
And it'll help the bricking, usually.
And you can draw 2 cards.
And that's why I got 2 of them, because it's essentially a net 1 because you're discarding. Actually, no, I think it's a net 0 because you're activating it and discarding 1 for 2 cards. So it comes up even. We got the cards of consonants, which is discard 1 Dragon Tuner with 1,000 or less attack, which...
How many of those tuners are dragons? Those are Whitestone or Legend.
So 3, 4. Because, yeah, the Spellcaster, and Spellcaster. So that gives you a couple cards, which is probably why he's only running 1. Same thing. Got Dragon Shrine. This is an amazing card. It can provide plenty of combos. So you can send 1 Dragon-type monster from your deck to your graveyard. If it was a normal-type Dragon monster, you can send another Dragon-type monster. A combo that I personally like to use is I'll send a Blue Eyes, and then I'll send a Whitestone of Legend, which will bring another Blue Eyes to my hand. Alternatively, you could send Whitestone of Ancients for the second one or the first one, get a Blue Eyes on the field. The Melody of Awakening Dragon, also a very amazing card. You've got 2 of these.
The art on this card is so comical to me.
So, and the great thing about this card, it says discard 1 card. That's any card in your hand. Oh, you're bricking? Get rid of that level 8. Oh, you have nothing but tuners? Get rid of a tuner. But then you bring up 2 Dragon-type monsters with 3,000 or more attack, which could be the alternatives. It can be a Blue Eyes. In this deck, that's actually all I can bring forward. But that you can bring up, and that's the combo that you saw in some of the replays. He brought a Blue Eyes and an alternative, and then he used the alternatives effect to bring it to the field. Do I really need to say anything about Monster Reborn?
Limited to 1.
Because of how powerful it is.
We've seen him abuse it in the replays there.
If you've never seen it before, for whatever reason, A, get you like 200 copies. B, you can special summon any monster from any graveyard, as long as they were summoned correctly whenever they were brought to the field, or if they're just a normal or effect type monster that don't require any special conditions.
Right. Because there are monsters that say they cannot be special summoned
or
targeted when they're in the graveyard.
Let's see. So,
skip them.
Yep. Twin Twisters, really great card. It does cost 1 card that you gotta discard, but you can target up to 2 spell trap cards, knock them out of the field.
It's a quick play, so that's really useful.
You can play it on either player's turn. Okay. Got the 2 Silver Sky, which are really good combo cards with the Dragon Shrine, because when you send that normal monster to the graveyard, you can use it, bring the normal monster back, special summon to your side of the field. That way you got the Blue Eyes there. Back to your side of the field. The field card, Mausoleum of White. I also feel like I don't utilize this as well as I probably should, but it's incredibly handy. During your own main phase, after activation of course, you can normal summon 1 level 1 Light Tuner in addition to a normal summon. So, let's say you normal summon Master of the Eyes of Blue, and you have Whitestone Legend in your hand. You can essentially bring them both out. Let's see, and that's only a once per turn thing. The next effect, because it's got multiple effects, fortunately, another once per turn, you can target 1 face-up monster you control, send 1 normal monster from your hand or deck to the graveyard, and then that monster gets attack and defense equal to the level. This effect, I find, is really only useful with Maiden. And I know, I keep coming back to Maiden, but it's because she can be like, oh, you targeted me for an effect. That means I'm going to special summon a Blue Eyes from...
Is it a normal monster?
Yeah.
Okay, what are they about our trap cards here?
We still have these. Dragon Ravine, which is another field spell. Let's see, once per turn you can discard 1 card, then activate 1 of these effects. I'm assuming he has it because of the send 1 dragon monster from your deck to the graveyard. Very useful for getting these puppies into the graveyard. The Whitestone of Ancients, Blue Eyes on deck, bam.
Yeah, because there's what they're doing.
Or potentially finding way, or if there are reasons that he wants to send Blue Eyes White Dragon to the graveyard, maybe to special summon it back using a variety of other methods. And then these trap cards, the Ultimate Creature of Destruction. Target 1 Blue Eyes monster you control. This turn, that face-up monster is unaffected by card effects except its own. It doesn't have its own card effects, so it's like essentially invincible for the turn. Cannot be destroyed by battle. Also, any opponent's monster it battles is destroyed at the end of the damage step. So, theoretically, if the opponent has something big and beefy that's like far higher than 3,000 attack, if you have the life points to spend, you can target your Blue Eyes, crash into it. The Blue Eyes stays, whatever that bigger monster is gone.
So, if you noticed while watching the replays, Knight did not really utilize Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon.
Did not, even though he had a couple opportunities that we saw.
He mostly, probably because he's playing so many tuners, we see a lot of summoning these, and I remember
that one showed
this
up once,
one came out. These are really in here up to your play style.
Yeah, it's just to have a big toolbox, like a variety of different things, because here. So, starting with the Twin Burst. Things it's useful for, it can attack twice, but only on monsters. Like, if it's attacking directly, it's still only one attack, but it's still 3,000 damage. It does have the benefit of, at the end of the damage step, if a card attacks opponent's monster and it's not destroyed, it can be banished. And you'll probably lose the Twin Burst unless you find a way to stop it from being destroyed, but the opponent loses their monster. The Zero Eyes, one of the great toolbox Blue Eye support have, because it creates a protection for the rest of your turn, as well as I believe it's the opponent's turn. Every standby phase on your turn, you can special summon one normal type monster. So you got Blue Eyes in the graveyard, special summon that bad boy back on your standby phase. These Blue Eyes Spirit Dragons. It keeps your opponents from special summoning 2 or more monsters at the same time. It's really good against Burning Abyss because, and dangers, I think. Or at least some dangers. When they go to the graveyard, if it activates on the graveyard, it can put a stop to it. Let's see, during either player's turn, you can sack it, sacrifice it to special summon any light dragon type Tinko monster, which, he has Michael the Arctic Lightsworn and Black Rose Moonlight Dragon. We'll get to those in just a second. Although it will destroy anything it special summons at the end of that turn, unless it's a Zero Eyes, which has that protection. Next, he's got Michael the Arch Lightsworn. It's one of those words. He used this in the replay a couple times, using Blue Eye Spirit Dragon to special summon it. Once per turn, you can pay 1,000 life points, target one card on the field, banish it, and then it's just gone. Can't bring it back from there. Black Rose Moonlight. If it's special summoned, or a level 5 or higher monster is special summoned to your opponent's side of the field, you can target one special summon monster the opponent controls and return it to the hand. So if it's like a Link monster, an Exy monster, it goes back to the extra deck, it doesn't even go back to the hands. Galaxy Eyes, Dark Matter Dragon. It's really great in any kind of dragon deck, but Blue Eyes or Galaxy Eyes. In this case, Blue Eyes.
Except that it is a dark attribute.
Yeah. It's got 4,000 attack, 0 defense, but you're probably not going to special summon it in defense mode. When it's Exy summoned, you can send 3 dragon type monsters with different names from your deck to the graveyard, which, like Whitestone Ancients, Whitestone Legend, Dragon Spirit White, just any 3 dragons. And then that forces the opponent to choose, banishes 3 monsters from their deck. And then whenever you detach an Exy material from it, it can make up to 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase. Got Galaxy Eyes Full Armor Photon Dragon, one of my favorite Exy monsters, if I may say so myself. Like both of these, can also be Exy summoned using Galaxy Eyes Exy monsters.
Okay, so that's the build. Again, it's very casual build. Feel free to take the ideas from this deck, build your own Blue Eyes deck with cards you may appreciate more, maybe some faster paced cards. Definitely have fun with the extra deck. There's only a few key cards in this extra deck that are specific to this build. The rest of it is just a large toolbox. Alternative win conditions. This deck mostly focuses on pulling out its Blue Eyes as quickly as possible to bash your skulls in.
Yep, bringing out any number of Synchros or Exys. If he doesn't, just like run over you with the 3,000 attack beaters. Or even the alternatives.
So as the Blue Eyes half of this couple, how do you feel about this deck?
I'd throw in more Maidens, definitely. I'd probably throw in a couple more Whitestone Legends. I think I'd have more generic staple traps, but otherwise the deck as a whole seems pretty good. Again, unfortunately, it bricked a lot during the replays. I didn't see any wins. There might have been a couple, maybe. But like I said, very casual. Alright, so what's coming up next, BB?
Next, we're gonna discuss Red Eyes Black Dragon.
It'll have wings, though.
Yeah, my Red Eyes doesn't have wings here.
That's why we got these bad boys. It's got the little red eyes, got the little blue eyes.
But next time, we're discussing Red Eyes, which is my favorite archetype. It unfortunately doesn't have the same amount of support or recognition as Blue Eyes, but that doesn't mean...
It is building up a little bit, but it's still got a long way to go for it to meet Blue Eyes.
That does not mean that it cannot kick your butt.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, actually, my Blue Eyes deck got stomped by her Red Eyes deck.
I have been playing Red Eyes since I first started playing Yu-Gi-Oh! I got my first Red Eyes card on the ground of the high school hallway. So, you will see that card probably next video.
Yeah. So, thank you all so much for stopping by. Knight for Hire probably won't be back from his quest yet. Baby Tarragon did a lot of damage. So, he might have to take a sabbatical at the same time. Deli the Beard Beast, I got a currently sabbatical, speaking of, Twitch channel. MissionQuestThing has a hiatus YouTube channel.
Yeah, so check him out on
Twitch.tv/DelitheBeardBeast.
And on YouTube. He will be back shortly after our wedding.
Late March, hopefully.
Check me out on YouTube. I have a variety of videos, including some old A&Vs. My channel is also on hold right now, but I will be back. So check us out. But more importantly, if you're on Knight's channel for YouTube content, for Yu-Gi-Oh content, check out Dueling with Deli. Especially if you like this beast here, he is one half of Dueling with Deli. This is the Deli.
You don't say. So, thank you so much for stopping by. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and summon that like, activate that subscribe button, maybe hit the bell, and hey, have some fun.